It's always been one of life's little mysteries to me. Why would anybody say that it's impossible to win more when you win than you lose when you lose? I mean, it's not it's not impossible. It's essential. It's just that's the name of the game. Yeah, I've been banging this particular drum for more years than I like to think about. And my favourite rejoinder from a shill, a troll, an idiot, or whatever he was to say, "Oh yeah, I get it. So you bet more when you know you're going to win, and less when you know you're going to lose." And that's the attitude that a lot of people have. But if you bet randomly, if you bet haphazardly, or if you bet flat, you're still going to get into trouble. If you don't win more when you win than you lose when you lose by accident, because that's how it happens to most people. It's blind luck. They just happen to win when they've got a big bet out, and they just happen to lose when they've got smaller bets out. But over time, of course, haphazard, random doesn't work. Okay, so I have to accept that what I'm doing here is the absolute opposite, the antithesis of what's promoted in most of the gambling, or on most of the gambling channels on YouTube. And I think that, there's enormous fun, enormous entertainment to be had from all these channels, but the message that they're getting across, and you can see why they're so enthusiastically promoted by the casinos, is that sort of taking a chance and having fun, and the sort of super highs and the desperate lows and all the rest of it. It's all part of the fun, the joy of losing. Um, and this is not what I'm doing here at all. I think that's pretty obvious. I mean, what I'm saying is that there is an opportunity to be had here. This is an enormous industry, an enormous market, in which most of what happens goes the house's way, the gambling industry's way. And all I'm trying to do is just suggest to people, hey, you can have just as much fun, sorry, you can have just as much fun winning as losing. And actually, I suspect a little bit more. But it's obviously everybody has the right to spend their money exactly as they see fit. Nothing wrong with that. Most of the people that I've seen over the years active in casinos are not expecting to win. They hope to win, but they don't expect to. I suppose it's the same as buying a lottery ticket. They have a saying in California, your chances of winning the lottery are about the same whether you buy a ticket or not. And that's basically how it is in the casino. Yeah, one thing I did this time, which I hope will be of interest to people who don't love to lose, is that I took all the BWP shoe data to date, which is about 15,400 rounds, and just plugged it into one of my models. And those now allow me to very quickly, at the click of a button, play player, and then banker, and then AD, or avant dernier, or wobble, WBL, whatever you want to call it. And in that, it's quite interesting. I mean, well, I think more than interesting. I think it's a vindication as far as I'm concerned, because it's just yet another large data set, not large enough for my critics, I'm sure, but certainly large enough for your average person with half a brain or more. I mean, I'm looking at a 6.7% hold against an overall house edge of about 5%. Generous house edge, I think, but fair enough. But what this thing shows is it shows one bust, because I do build in a kind of a stop loss, because I think that that's reasonable. Sorry about my creaking chair, or is it me? And you go down and you look at it, and you're sort of thinking, yeah, I mean, fat chance that any human being, anybody who wasn't a sort of a half-wit or a robot or whatever, would sit through this kind of shit. You know, I mean, there's a limit to what a human being can take. And yeah, sure, I accept. If you say that, then you're saying, well, you know, if you bail out of a situation, it could get worse. The truth is, the odds are in your favor that it won't get worse, because the average turnaround, the average okay, as you can see from the top of these these screenshots here, is 4.6 rounds. And that's the nitty-gritty.